This is my second epic Armageddon battle report. This is 3000 point game between Scions of Iron, Space Marines and Steel Legion Imperial Guard. The lists are NetEA lists. You can find the compendium from tacticalwargames.net. There is a link below for them. First, look at the Scions of Iron Marine Army. Scions of Iron is a chapter which specializes on marine tanks. First detachment is Scout Detachment. Second one is an Armor Detachment with 5 Predator Annihilators and a Hunter. Next is Land Rider Detachment with 4 Land Riders and a Hunter. Then is Land Rider Helios Detachment with 4 Land Rider Helioses. Then Whirlwind Detachment. Next is Tactical Detachment with Land Rider Prometheus and Vindicator. And then we have Terminator Detachment with 2 Land Rider Crusaders. Then we have 2 Thunderbolts and Thunderhawk Saturation Bombing configuration. Next, look at the Imperial Guard list. In the front we have Sentinel Squadron. Then we have Regimental HQ with a Hydra and a Commissar. Next we have Tank Company with Hydra and Commissar. Then we have Super Heavy Tank Company with 3 Shadow Swords, Hydra and Commissar. Next there is Artillery Battery with 3 Basilisks. Then we have Stormtrooper Platoon with Valkyries and a Commissar. And Infantry Company with Fire Support Units and a Commissar. And finally we have a pair of Thunderbolts. Let's look at the deployment. Marines set the Blitz behind the ruins in the center and Imperial Guard behind a forest in the center. The 2 objectives on Marine side was put into the ruins to the north from the Blitz on both sides. The 2 on the Imperial Guard side was put in front of the hills and in open to the south of the Blitz on both sides. Marines garrisoned scouts on Overwatch to the ruins. Imperial Guard garrisoned sentinels to Rebel and Infantry Company into the forest near Blitz, both on Overwatch. Rest of the Marines deployed armor behind the hills in the east with tactical next to them. Terminators and Whirlwind were put in the center near Blitz, behind the ruins and a hill. Land Riders took the position in the west, with forest blocking line of sight from Super Heavies, and flank is covered by Helioses. Imperial Guard set the Stormtroopers in the west flank, with Tank Company right next to it. East of the Blitz went Shadow Sword Super Heavy Tank Company, with Regimental HQ right next to them. Behind a hill went the Basilisk Artillery Battery. Then turn 1. Scions of Iron won the initiative first, the Whirlwind sustain. They target the Infantry Company and manage to kill 2 units and a Fire Support unit, leaving 4 blast markers. Then it's Imperial Guard and Basilisk sustain from behind the forest hill. They target the Marine Artillery, Whirlwinds, and clip the Terminator's bit. 2 of the Whirlwinds are destroyed and a bunch of blast marker put. Then Thunderhawk Saturation Bombing attacks the Imperial Guard, targeting the Regimental HQ, killing 3 infantry units. The Thunderbolts from Imperial Guard stand down. Super Heavy, Supreme Commander isn't used. Then Terminators march to the forest and drop the infantry into the forest in case someone gets to fire the Land Raiders. The Stormtroopers react with double and jump near the Terminators. They open fire, firing half of the missiles on Valkyries and firing with the rest of the units as well. They manage to knock down one of the Land Raider Crusaders. Then it's scouts from Scions and they advance, taking up positions in ruins and targeting the Stormtroopers, managing to kill 1 unit. Then it's the Shadow Sword Super Heavy Tanks and they advance forward and targets the Terminators which can be seen in the forest. This results into the death of 2 units and breaking the Terminator formation. This was my tactical mistake, that I put them too far so that super heavies could see them. Next is Land Raiders, and they double forwards, and as they move, the Sentinels react with Overwatch, firing at the Land Raiders. However, the Sentinels are unable to do any damage. Then the Land Raiders fire, targeting the super heavy tanks, and manage to do nothing. Then it's the Imperial Guard again and Infantry Company Marshals, and they target the Land Raiders but fail to do any damage. Then it's Helioses, which move out from behind the forest to behind the normal landholders, and they fire, targeting the super heavies as well. They manage to do 1 damage but no critical. Next is Lehman Russes, which decide not to move forward but sustain fire instead, firing at the nearest Land Raiders, and they manage to destroy one of the heavy tanks. Then Scions again and the Predators, which advance, taking up positions near scouts, and they target the Valkyries of the Stormtroopers, dropping 2, and the third one saves the hit. Then Regimental HQ, which doubles out, going forwards and taking up positions, in fact, next to the Land Raiders, in preparation for the next turn. They also fire at the Land Raiders, but without any success. Then it's Science of Iron Tactical, which doubles, swinging behind the scouts and in between them, and they target the infantry of the Stormtroopers who lost their transports, as well as some of the infantry fires at Valkyries. End result is 2 dead units and broken Stormtrooper detachment. And finally, the Marines have Thunderbolts, which manage to make the ground attack, and they go to fire at the broken Stormtroopers, managing to kill 2 infantrymen and the last Valkyrie. Then let's look at the end phase. Marines have attacked on the left flank, killing the major target there, the Stormtroopers. Tank Company still is within the end zone. On right flanking Marines side, Land Raiders have moved up, but were unable to damage the super heavy tanks, and the Regimental HQ is now moving towards them. In back, the ruins have been damaged, but not much. The Terminators are still to be rallied. And Imperial side, the Infantry Company is holding the Blitz with the help of super heavy tanks. On top of the hill we can see the Thunderhawk, and behind the hill are the artillery battery of Basilisks. And then that's the end zone of the Imperial Guard. A couple of close-ups from right flank and left flank of the Marines. That's it for the turn 1. Please leave a comment and tell me what you have thought of the battle report so far. The music is by Kevin MacLeod, which can be found from incompetech.com.